Good day once again. You're welcome to another class or lesson in commerce, still communication part 3. What is left undiscussed, what we want to talk about right now. And I know it's not exhaustive, but these are the most common areas that we should be informed or be aware as students who are going to face this topic in their exams. So we'll try our best to do much we can to inform you accordingly. All right, so in this lesson we do the following. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to compare courier services with post office services accurately, so that when you see questions on that, you'll be able to answer it. Then practice opening and storing of documents, which I believe some of you or most of you already know this, but it's part of our lesson, so we must look at it. You have define Microsoft wares, practice the use of internet, that is YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Define email and practice opening of the email, and practice sending and receiving of email as well. So these are the common things we do with our phone easily, so we don't really have too much on our hands in terms of what we're supposed to do. Some of them is just a review of what we already know, so we look at it and say, okay, practically this is how it is done, even though you don't know you do them when you actually carry them out. So now we have been able to take lessons on night posts as well as courier services. Now we place them side by side to see the differences and reliability. So I look at it, you can see that the courier services on the right hand side and left hand side, the public postal service on the left hand side. So we look at what makes them different. Why is it that people prefer more of courier services than the postal services, Nigerian postal services? Number one is that the courier companies or services are faster and more reliable in their service delivery. They provide these services in a more efficient and convenient way, even for them and their clients. But the public postal services, they are not as fast and reliable as the courier company, because there's a degree of sluggishness and unseriousness on the part of the personnel that work with postal services, public postal services. The courier services are more expensive, all right, because they say to whom much is given, much is expected. So if you're going to enjoy those good services, you must pay a little bit more for it. Then less expensive for that of public postal offices or services, because they give you less, you have to also pay less. All right, that's how to understand it. Right, how the courier companies provide longer hours of service. They provide longer hours of services. Why? Because they can do actually 24-hour services when your area is open to such an hour of time. They can actually come to your place, and the odd hours, what you call the odd hours, some places are not odd hours. 12 a.m., 2 a.m., some places are still bubbling, so they can actually deliver at that time in some areas, while some areas they cannot do that. But for public postal services, they render services at the shorter hours, all right? That is, in the public services, by 4 o'clock, their offices are shut. They close for work and go. But if it's a courier company or service, even as much as 1 a.m., they can still come deliver your services for you. So you can see that, yes, these are the differences that we're talking about in terms of the postal services for both courier companies and public postal offices or services. The courier companies also provide insurance for documents. Insurance for documents. That is, they guarantee the safety of your documents. Even if it gets missing, something should be done to compensate you, all right, for your loss. But the public postal services does not provide insurance for documents. That is, whatever happens to your documents, nobody is held responsible. So you pray when you send your document through them that it gets to where you're taking it to. If not, you are lost or you lose. So yes, that's how it goes. Then actually, the courier companies also provide door-to-door services. Door-to-door, so that is, they come right at your door to knock and seek for your presence and your attention, and they deliver whatever it's meant for you to you. That is how they go about doing their job. But for public postal services, they do not render such services. Even if they do, it's in a very conditional format. You don't get to enjoy it like it is for the public courier services. Service rendered by courier services are individuals. They are rendered by what? Individuals. So, but these public postal services are services rendered by government. That is, these courier services are rendered by private individuals or companies, and then the public postal services are just government-owned business outlets to provide postal services. So they are owned by government or provided by the government of the day. Then documents are safer or safe and secured with courier companies or services. They are safe and secure with courier companies, while that of the public post office or post services do not have safety or guarantee for your document. They're not as safe and secure as it is with the courier companies. The advantages of courier companies or courier services. What are the advantages? They include the following. The greatest advantage of courier services is that they are very, 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 very fast. They are very fast. Letters and parcels sent through courier are very safe. They provide safety for your services, for your letters and documents. Mails are delivered by hand under courier services. They come and hand it over directly to you. Courier companies are very polite and friendly with their customers, unlike what you get in some or most post offices in Nigeria. Courier companies have long hours to attend to their customers. They render 24-hour services mostly. So that is what we have for courier companies and public postal services. Okay, so we move into another subtopic called computer appreciation. You'll be asking yourself, why do we study computer in commerce? No, there is a need for it because commerce has gone beyond the physical, all right? Commerce is now more, in fact, let me call it almost like a 50-50 divide between the e-commerce and the physical transaction. Most things you see physically being transported are done or bought and purchased, are sold through the internet. So e-commerce has come to stay, and that is why we must be knowledgeable with computer appreciation. For those of us who do not know, we need to know that computer is very important in business. So we need to know some things about the computer and how to use it when you're in your house or in your office or wherever you are doing business. So what we have here is a picture of the computer and its several parts. We have the printer. Okay, let me start from the beginning. We have the computer itself, which has the monitor. We have the basic unit, which is the central processing unit, CPU, the basic unit. We have the speakers that helps give sound that you have. You have the keyboard, you have the mouse. You also have the printer. So altogether, in a simple term, we have a complete set of computer which gives us about 6 different parts, namely the monitor, the CPU or the basic unit. We have the keyboard, we have the mouse, speaker, and then the printer. These are the parts of the computer, a complete computer set for you to use. And what is a computer in this manner? A computer is seen as an electronic device that accepts inputs as data, processes it, stores, and displays results as output when needed. There are several ways you can define it, but for the comfort of our studies, we use this definition. You can define it in several ways. The scientists will define it in another way, but we can define it this way and it's still correct. It's an electronic device that accepts inputs as data, as information, of course, processes it, stores it, and displays results as output when needed. That is what the computer is. You type in anything you want to type into it, arrange it the way you want it to be arranged, save it, and print whenever you needed to print it for reasons that requires it to be done. So we look at this. Before you can use a computer, you must have what are called softwares. Some are called operating systems, some are just called apps to use on the system. Now we look at here, what we have here is what we call Microsoftwares. Microsoft is a company that provides some programs that are used on a computer for various reasons. The base is called an operating system, and they have different operating systems, but here we're looking at the Microsoftware, which are part of what the computer uses to operate. Now, Microsoftware are softwares used on computers and on the World Wide Web. They include operating systems and other word processors. Operating system is just like when I say you enter your house, the floor, all right, is either rug or tile. If it's a tile, then you have that's operating system. You now put your chairs and cushion on it so that you can use your sitting room. Those chairs and cushions that you have there represent other word processors or apps and the rest of them that you install in your system to use. So you can understand it now. The operating system is the one that houses every other app or software you install in the system to work with. So I hope you understand now. Thank you. So that's what we call the operating system, and then other word processors. We're going to look at them a little bit in detail. So you can see these are Microsoftwares. These are word processors and some other apps that are used on a system or on a computer. You can see we have what we call the Microsoft Office 15 tools. You see, they include the following. You have Microsoft Access, Excel, InfoPart, InfoPart Filler 15, we have OneNote, Outlook, PowerPoint, the one you use for presentation. We have Project, Publisher, SharePoint, Microsoft Vision, Microsoft Word. So these are processors that you use on a laptop that will be installed on an operating system for you to work with. So you can imagine, yes, if you don't know most of these, you generally know three, which is Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word. These three are very common in our everyday life in doing business. So make sure you learn some if you don't have them already studied. So now, for you to be able to save a document, you must be able to learn one of the two or three I've mentioned. You know how to open a document or even save a document that you already typed. Number one step is from a Microsoft Word screen, you click on the file at the upper left corner of your screen. You will see open. All right, click on open when you see it. Then click on the folder in which your document is saved. You know the name of the document you're looking for. You will see on it, you click on it, and locate the document and double click on it to open it. That will help you open the document. So that's how simple steps to open a document or open a saved document. Now, types of document that you're looking for. These are the documents you might find on your system. You have a Microsoft Excel document, you have Word document, you have Office project, a VBA project, you have PowerPoint documents, you have Outlook PST files. All these things are different documents that you can open or access on your system if you have them saved. So the use of internet is what we're going to look at next. The use of internet. What is internet? The internet is a global interconnected computer network designed to use standardized communication protocol, which is available to everyone in the world. Again, a global interconnected computer network designed to use standard communication protocol, which is available to everyone in the world. That is the internet. One of the sites you have on the internet is the Facebook. It's a very common platform, a website that most people are already using across the world. In fact, there are millions tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, using Facebook today. What is Facebook? Facebook is a free social networking website that allows registered users to create profiles, that is, fill in their details, who they are, what they are all about, upload photos and videos, send and receive messages, and also keep in touch with friends and family as well as colleagues. This is a place you can see a social media, we call it, all right? So social networking, so you can meet friends. When you are in your separate places, you can be together in such a place while you are virtual. That's why it's called a Facebook, and we call it social network website. So this is like this example page of your Facebook. If you have one, I think you'll see this. It has been upgraded and updated severally, so you may not really see this one again, but at least you have a Facebook page that looks like this if you have one. So go and check. If you don't have, try and have one today. All right, the next one we have to discuss, is this actually done on the internet, okay? So make sure that you understand that we're talking about the use of internet. The internet allows you access to Facebook, allows you access to the Twitter, and so on. We'll look at others as we move. Now, what is Twitter? This is a free social networking microblogging services that allows registered members to broadcast short posts called tweets. They broadcast short posts called what? Tweets. I'm sure you can see a bird there. You ask what a bird is doing there. That is a name that gave birth to the word Twitter. The bird is also called a Twitter bird. All right, so the name is coined out of this bird because it makes so much noise that seeks attention. So it tries to talk about something, so you try to pass information across. So this bird is an informant, if I'll use that word. So of course you use Twitter to communicate and pass across information. So what is Twitter in general? Twitter can be defined as a form of social media which enables users to post short up to 140 character messages to one another. These messages are called tweets. And what is Twitter? What is SMS? Twitter SMS is the meaning of Twitter SMS is a text message, is a text messaging services which allows people to send short text messages to each other. Now these SMSs are what? SMS means was short message services. Short messaging service, that's what SMS means. So you know that they are not long documents or long documented information. Just like 3, 4, 5 sentences like that, you get informed. So that's what they look at. You need to write a whole epistle and change and send to Twitter. No, that's not what it's meant for. You don't write a whole book, and so you send short messages that can easily transfer information from one person to another. You also have YouTube. YouTube is another one that you find on the internet. YouTube allows users to also do similar things with Facebook and Twitter alike put together. Now, YouTube is a popular video sharing website where registered users can upload and share videos with one another or anybody able to access the site. In fact, YouTube has come a long way and it has become a place for training. Most professionals and architects and whatever learn more skills and develop what they do using the YouTube because it's a trainer site. I'll use that word. You go there to learn a lot of skills. You can be in your house and become any professional you want to be to a very good extent using what? Your YouTube. So it's a place where you have people share videos and upload what they have for people, anyone to access if you can access the site. And it's very, very nice, and people have become wealthy because they were able to learn things from YouTube. You can learn how to sew, you can learn how to bake, you can learn how to sing, you can learn how to play instruments, whatever it is you want to do. Yes, YouTube has videos that will teach you that. So please make use of YouTube as well as you can. An email is an electronic message sent from one device to another. Electronic message. With email, we can send and receive messages with attachments such as photos and documents. We can also send music, video clips, and software programs. Yes, that's what it can do for us. Just like you have today, we call it WhatsApp. So email is now something you don't need to go through a mail. WhatsApp is something you don't need to go through a mail to send it like a normal mail address. Just have your phone number and connect it to the WhatsApp and send. That's what we have, similar to what the email we know. We all have different email providers. We have Yahoo mail provider, we have Google mail provider, we have I think MySpace, something like that. So we have other mail providers that we have. So, but in this case, we're talking about email in general. They provide the same thing for, like you have different companies doing the same thing. That's what Google, Yahoo, and others are doing. They provide you a platform to be able to send an electronic message from one device to another, which can help you communicate properly and do business as well. So, how do you email a document? How do you email a document? You log into your email account because you already have your detail and your password. You log into your account, click on compose. There's a portion you have there, you see compose, you click on it. Alternatively, you can just click on reply to an email. If there's a message you want to type on, you just click on reply to an email. It will open a chat box for you to type into. Then once your new email window is open, which is what I'm talking about, a chat box, type your recipient's email address into the to field. It's called, you see there written to, all right? You see from and to, all right? You write the recipient address in the to field. That is the space written to. That's what you type it in, okay? Then put a title for your email in the subject space or subject space box and type your message under it. Number 5, you click on the paperclip icon at the bottom of the compose window. If you have any attachment to do so, you see a paperclip. You know the idea, the icon of a paperclip that looks like a rectangle, circular rectangle that's like twice the double of it. You click on it. It's called a clip. It's called a clip icon. You click on it if you have anything to attach that message, maybe a document, a photo or image or video, or even music attached to it, and then you can send. Right? When you have done that, when you see when the document is attached, you click on browse icon to choose the document you want to attach, if at all it's document. Then when you are ready to send your email, you click on send. This is a simple process of sending an email. If you are an employee of an organization and you're meant to be sending mail, this is the process you go through every now and then you want to send an email, because that is why we are teaching you this, because you can be a staff of an office who does business on the internet, and that's what we call e-commerce. And so you need to know these things if you must do such a job or carry out such an exercise. Now, thank you for your time. We're very happy that we've come this far. So far, we've been able to do we're able to understand the difference between courier services and public postal services. We have been able to understand the use of Microsoft Word and other word processors, and we knew how to use the internet and some of websites that we have, just like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, etc. Now, let's see some questions that border on these areas we have just learned. Let's see some questions that border on this area we just learned and see what we can do. All right. Let's hope we get questions that talks about what we just learned. Okay, let's just answer this. Say communication is relevant to businesses' activities because it does what? A, enhances delivery of goods and services. B, reduces the cost and risk of traveling. C, connects people. D, creates wealth for people. Which of them is the reason why communication is relevant to businesses in the country? Does it enhance delivery of goods and services? Is it the best? No, I think it reduces cost and risk of what? Traveling. That was the best answer for this. Okay, in which of the following will the number of words used determine the cost of message sent? Okay, which of the messages? Telephone messages. Telegram, it's what? It's telephone, because we send an SMS through telephone. If you exceed the limited 180 words, you pay for double for 2 pages. Okay. Okay, an ancillary of trade to trade that easily links suppliers to consumers is what? Is communication. Well, I'm trying to look for questions that best fit what we've done just now, but I'm not getting them. Yes, the internet is a system of telecommunication used for what? The internet is a system of telecommunication used for what? A, communicating long distance messages, communicating messages through telegram, sending electronic messages, sending and receiving text. The answer is what? Sending electronic messages. A distinctive advantage of GSM is its what? A distinctive advantage of GSM is its what? Stability, mobility, cost, coverage. It is what? Its mobility. Because it's called mobile. All right, thank you very much. We have done well. We've come to the end of the lesson. God bless you. Please try and study more and send feedbacks where necessary.